Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today, XMAX Inc. just filed a current report detailing a material definitive agreement, and I am seeing a surprising amount of activity from a company with so few employees. Quick note, this is not financial advice, just my take on public filings for educational purposes. The company seems to be making a significant strategic investment in AI, and today's filing sheds some light on how they are funding it. Alright, let's dive into what XMAX Inc. has been up to. This report is a Form 8K, which basically means something important happened that shareholders need to know about right away. Think of it as a company's way of dropping the mic on significant news. The registrant XMAX Inc. is a company that operates in the consumer cyclical sector, specifically in furnishings, fixtures, and appliances. It has a market cap of around $541 million. Interestingly, they only have 22 employees, which is quite small for a company of this size. Recent news shows they've been active, with a private placement and financial results reported earlier this year. Notably, there was also a short report from Wolfpack Research, which often raises concerns. Before we get into the main event, let's quickly look at what is registered. Their common stock trades on the Nasdaq stock market under the ticker XMAX. This is the core of the company that investors typically track. Now, the big news here is about a material definitive agreement. This means the company, through one of its subsidiaries, has entered into a significant deal. Specifically, on the 17th of July 2026, Xmax Beta Holdings Ltd, a subsidiary of XMAX Inc., entered into a subscription agreement. The counterparty is Preamble X Capital I, a series of a Delaware limited liability company. Through this agreement, XMAX's subsidiary, the company, made a substantial investment. They subscribed for an additional amount of $8.32 million into Preamble X Capital I. This investment significantly increased their stake in Preamble X Capital I, pushing it to over 99.9%. This is a massive ownership stake, essentially giving them near full control. The administrative manager for Preamble X Capital I is Allocations Fund Administration, LLC, and importantly, the management fee percentage for the company is 0%. This means they either structured this to avoid fees or are managing it internally very efficiently. The subscription was completed on the same day, the 17th of July 2026, but the story doesn't end there. On that same day, the 17th of July 2026, Preamble X Capital I itself entered into another subscription agreement. This time, it was with a private investment fund, which they refer to as the fund. In this deal, Preamble X Capital I subscribed for approximately 48% of the interests in this fund for a significant $8 million. This entire transaction was completed on the 22nd of July 2026, and here is where it gets really interesting. The fund manager of this new entity intends to invest almost all of its money into shares of common or preferred stock of Figure AI Inc. Figure AI is a Delaware corporation, and this suggests XMAX, through its subsidiaries and these funds, is making a substantial bet on the artificial intelligence sector, specifically on this company, Figure AI. Given XMAX's small employee count and its focus on appliances, this move into AI via significant financial investments is a major strategic pivot. This subscription agreement, which is the core document for this transaction, is filed as Exhibit 10.1. It's important to note that the summary we've discussed is qualified by the full terms of that agreement. For anyone wanting to deep dive into the specifics of the deal, that exhibit is the place to go. Now, the filing also touches on Item 2.01, which deals with the completion of acquisitions or dispositions of assets. They've essentially incorporated by reference the disclosure from Item 1.01. This implies that these financial transactions, the subscriptions into Preamble X Capital I and then into the fund that invests in Figure AI, are considered a significant asset-related event for XMAX Inc. Finally, under Item 9.01, they list the exhibits. We have Exhibit 10.1, the subscription agreement itself between XMAX Beta Holdings Ltd and Preamble X Capital I, dated the 17th of July 2026, and then, of course, the interactive data file for the cover page. The report is signed by Xiaohua Lu, the Chief Executive Officer, on the 23rd of July 2026. This is the final stamp of approval on the filing. So, what is the story here? XMAX Inc., a relatively small company with a background in consumer goods, is making a very deliberate and substantial financial move into the artificial intelligence space. They are doing this by funneling a significant amount of money, over $16 million combined through their subsidiaries and funds, into an entity that is specifically designed to invest in Figure AI Inc. It is a bold strategy. The fact that they are getting a zero management fee on one of these investments is also noteworthy and suggests a desire to keep costs down while maximizing capital deployed into Figure AI. This move signals a potential shift in XMAX's core business strategy, moving beyond appliances and into a high growth, but also high risk technology sector. The success of this strategy will likely hinge on the performance of Figure AI Inc. and the broader AI market. Given their small employee base, they are clearly leveraging financial vehicles rather than direct operational expansion in AI. The risk I am watching is whether this heavy investment into a single AI company, Figure AI, represents a concentration risk that could negatively impact Xmax if Figure AI does not perform as expected. It's a big bet for a company of Xmax's size. What I am actually looking for is more clarity on how Figure AI plans to innovate and generate revenue. Oh, and the research tools I actually use are linked in the description. They help keep this channel going. That is my take. Stay decoded. If you like this dive, hit like and subscribe, and join our Discord for more.